What I'm going to try to do with this podcast is cover some of the comments that have been made, some of the action that has occurred in the past 24 hours after the attempt at insurrection led by the war criminal, the treasonous bastard, not war criminal, but the treasonous bastard, Donald Trump. Treason, treason, treason. Treason, treason, treason. And you know what's going to happen to Trump over this? Nothing. You've got that feeling already, right? A lot of talk, a lot of outrage. Elaine Chao, Mitch McConnell's wife and an asset for the Chinese fascist government, has resigned as of, I don't know what, Monday, from her position as Secretary of what? Transportation, commerce. What does Elaine Chao do? She draws a nice paycheck. People say, why do you refer to her as a Chinese asset? Very simply, members of her family own businesses in China. You do not own a business in China unless you are very definitely connected to the Chinese military and the Chinese military intelligence, period. End of story. Just like you don't do business in Russia unless you are connected to Putin or one of his puppet oligarchs. It's just that simple. Consequently, Elaine Chao is an asset of the Chinese fascist government. And her husband, Mitch McConnell, by extension, is also an asset of the Chinese fascist government. So Elaine Chao is going to resign as of Monday. What the hell are you waiting for, Elaine? And why now? With what on Monday there will be 10 days left? These cowardly bastards, all of them. And one of the people who committed treason yesterday is a newly elected lawmaker from West Virginia. He stood taking video while he was in the crowd outside one of the doors to the Capitol, U.S. Capitol yesterday. And then he rushed with everybody inside, which is a crime, violated the restrictive laws about who comes into the Capitol building and when and how and why. And are you armed? Are you carrying a backpack? How many pipe bombs were found in there? How many IEDs were found on Capitol grounds? This punk's name, newly elected criminal from West Virginia, his name is Derek Evans. And being a Christian fascist, knowing that he is above the law, he posted the video to his Facebook page. On his Facebook page, he goes by the name Derek Evans, the activist. And yesterday afternoon, of course, this cowardly little shit deleted the video. What's the matter, Derek, you cowardly little bastard, you? Somebody tell you might be incriminating yourself? Evans, Derek Evans, this little prick who committed treason yesterday, insurrection, I guess it would be insurrection, posted his video to his Facebook page, then deleted it. And by the way, Facebook page, Trump is banned from Facebook for the duration. He should be banned from everything. The son of a bitch belongs in a prison. Anyway, Evans was elected as a Republican state delegate in November. And he posted several videos from the events of the day. And he narrated, and he joined in the Stop the Steal chants with throngs of other filthy, bloated, ugly son of a bitches, losers all, who stormed the Capitol. In the video that he deleted, he is in the crowd that shoved up against a door at the Capitol's East Front, chanting, mumbling his Christian fascist horseshit. The people in the front are pushing against the doors, trying to get inside. Well, the newly elected lawmaker from West Virginia, a lawmaker, how the hell can the New York Times use that as a descriptive? This is not a lawmaker. This is a prick son of a bitch lawbreaker who belongs in jail. It's so simple. I'll get to that in a minute. At one point, while he's making a video of all this, he's giving a running commentary on the attempts. And at one point, he turns the camera to show himself wearing a helmet, and he says, "We're going in." You miserable little bastard, trying to sound all military like, "We're going in. We're locked and loaded." And suddenly the crowd moves quickly, and the crowd rushes in, and one woman screaming her hysterical shit. Maybe this is one that got shot, but she's screaming, "We did it!" And Mr. Evans, the West Virginia lawbreaker, he's shouting, "Derek Evans is in the Capitol." Let's see if Derek Evans gets arrested and charged with illegal or criminal trespass. And then what follows from this little prick from West Virginia is a tour through the main floor of the Capitol, passing through the rotunda, the Hall of Statuary. Maybe you saw some of this. And this diphthong is filming scores of other Trump supporters who had stormed in ahead of him. And most of these dumb son of a bitches, in the video, you can look at them. They're wandering around like a bunch of fucking geese. They don't know what to do. What do we do now? Well, we're inside. I don't know. Is there something to break? Oh, what do we do? What do we do? So some of these clowns walk over and pose with some of the statues. Others are taking video recordings of themselves on their phones. You can hear chants of Trump and freedom. You ignorant pieces of crap. Well, then he posted something. Oh, here's what he posted on his Facebook page in a statement yesterday evening. This little prick said that he has, quote, traveled across the country to film many different events. And earlier I had the opportunity to film at another event in D.C. I want to assure you all that I did not have any negative interactions with law enforcement, nor did I participate in any destruction that may have occurred. I was simply there as an independent member of the media to film history, end quote. Now the speaker, this guy is a West Virginia delegate to the West Virginia House. And the Speaker of the West Virginia House, Roger Hanshaw, said in a statement yesterday evening that he had, quote, not spoken to Delegate Evans about today's events, end quote. However, the speaker said he saw what was posted on social media, so he added that, quote, storming government buildings and participating in a violent, intentional disruption of one of our nation's most fundamental political institutions is a crime that should be prosecuted to the fullest extent of the law. Well, Speaker of the West Virginia House of Delegates, Roger Hanshaw, we shall see what happens to this unconscionable little prick named Derek Evans. Maybe as the speaker, you should tell him to get fucking lost and go back to making white liquor, whatever he does in the hills of West Virginia. Lindsey Graham, that little weasel son of a bitch, he said today, Thursday, that he doesn't agree with calls from Democrats and some Republicans to invoke the 25th Amendment against the orange son of a bitch. This is what Lindsey Graham had the balls to say. Listen to this, quote, "I'm telling you, as a Republican, I don't support an effort to invoke the 25th Amendment now. But if something else happens, all options would be on the table," end quote. Really? Graham Cracker, you slimy little fuck you. What else could happen? What would put all options on the table, Graham Cracker? Huh? You little slave-holding son of a bitch. Seriously, what would it take? Jesus. You know, it was Graham Cracker who was, all of these Christian fascists are collectively responsible, some more than others, for what happened yesterday. But Graham is one of them. He had refused to recognize Biden as president-elect for more than a month after the race was decided. And if you remember, the Secretary of State here in Georgia said that Lindsey Graham Cracker pressured our Secretary of State to toss out legally cast ballots in order to overturn Biden's win here in Georgia. And now Lindsey Graham, like so many of these unconscionable white male Christian fascist son of a bitches, are trying to hide. Every single one of them, especially the ones with their stupid red hats on and their stupid backpacks full of stupid whatever, storming the Capitol. What a bunch of asshole cowards. Hi, Truth Seekers. Mike Malloy here. As you know, we've switched formats and are now broadcast exclusively on the Progressive Voices Network. So that means you get fewer program interruptions, no corporate commercials, and lots of profanity. But our format change also means some of our radio listeners no longer hear the program. It's been a while since I mentioned our podcasts, so you may have forgotten that there is a way to listen to this program anytime you need a good dose of screaming. Visit MikeMalloy.com and subscribe to our podcast. As a podcast subscriber, you can download the program to your mobile device and take me with you wherever you go. And if you have a friend who needs a dose of truth-seeking, you can give a gift subscription as well. That's MikeMalloy.com, and never miss a minute of the uncensored fun and frivolity.